If you're looking for a ghost story that isn't gory or too dark, thrown in with a little comedy here and there, it's a good one to pick up. And if you've seen my King of Greed review, or if I post these the other way around, if you've seen this one first and then my King of Greed review, and you're like, you're in the same spot, same position, same hairstyle, everything, that's because I literally recorded these back to back, because I finished Bridge of Souls last night and I finished King of Greed today, so I'm recording this at the same time. Bridge of Souls is the final book in the City of Ghost trilogy. This is about a girl who is connected to a spirit after the spirit saved her life, and the spirit essentially helps her send ghosts on to the other side, whether that be heaven or hell or what have you. She is sending them on. She is able to do this because her parents are ghost hunters. Her dad is a historian and her mom is the one that believes in the supernatural. And they are authors who are having their books turned into a show, and thus, because they are turning their books into a show, that is sending them to the most haunted places around the world. So if that is something that interests you, I will talk about spoilers for this book and thus for the other two that came before it, because that's just the natural progression. With that being said, let's get on to the characters of this book. The characters of this book are once again Cassandra and Jacob and their friend that they met in the first book, Lyra. I like this trio's dynamic. I like Jacob's and Lyra's reluctant friendship. I like how connected Cass and Jacob are as friends, and their dynamic just works. So with that being said, let's get into my thoughts on this book. So in this book, we find them now on their way to Norway as their parents continue the final leg of their recording process in Norway. And this time, after the last book ended with Cass seeing a skull-masked man in a gray cloak-like suit in the last book and passing out because he showed her the way she was supposed to die, she realizes that I am in more trouble than I originally thought. And on top of finding out that she has death literally coming for her, she is also worried that Jacob is getting stronger and she may turn into a poltergeist, or he may turn into a poltergeist like the ghost that they faced in the second book. So she has a lot on her plate. She's trying to figure out a way to stop the emissary of death, but you can't really kill death because death is death. And she is being told that you stole from us and we came to claim it back. Like, you could say people cheated death, but I think that Cass was saved by Jacob. That broke the balance of life and death, because I originally thought that Jacob may have drowned trying to save Cass in the first place, and that's how they got entangled. But no, Jacob died a year prior to Cass nearly dying, because he tried to get a toy back for his brother that had fallen into the river that Cass had nearly drowned in. But when he swam down to get it, something hit him in the head, knocking him out and causing him to drown in the river. And since that was his veil, or his limbo, he was there to save Cass when she fell in and nearly drowned. So a ghost saving someone that was meant to die is breaking the rules of life and death. So that's what death meant when they said, you stole from us, we're coming to claim back what you took. Then there's Laura, who got sick and then pulled out of it. I don't know if her uncle saved her life and her uncle was a ghost, because if you didn't die during something, you weren't meant to die. So I don't know why Death would want Lyra too, but Cass I could understand because she was literally saved by a ghost. I loved this story. It's a perfect mix of funny moments because the characters make jokes and they don't take things too seriously when they don't have to. And then when they need to get serious, they do get serious. And I don't know if you remember, but this was a found by chance series. I had never heard of this series. No one told me about this series. I didn't find this series on Google looking at books. I just wanted to go for a walk one day. I was gonna listen to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince because I've never actually read all the movies, and so I was gonna listen to the Harry Potter audiobook, but it was taken. So I was like, well, it's nice now and I want to go out for a walk now. But every single book that I looked at that I wanted to read was not available to listen to. So I clicked on the audiobook tab, and most of the books that were available were the second, third, fourth book in a series, and I'm like, that's not a good place to start, until I found City of Ghosts. I was like, well, it's the only one available, I'll give it a shot. And sometimes a book just finds you at the right time in life, and you're like, I'm glad that book found me because I genuinely loved it. It is so much fun all around. The whole series feels so rounded, and the last book got so tense, but it was meant to be tense because Cass's and Jacob's final obstacle was death. There was a point in the book that had me in tears while I'm trying to listen to it, so I had to pause the book to calm down so I could focus on the rest of the story without crying. This series is so good, and I feel like it's really thought out with the secret society of in-betweeners or veil walkers or ghost hunters. They go by a lot of names because everybody calls them different, but it's so thought out, and the dynamics of pulling back the bit of veil that's right there and being able to walk in life and death. It's such a fun series. It'll have you laughing, it'll have you tense. The funny moments don't feel out of place because they don't feel cartoonish. The serious moments don't feel too terrifying because I think it is for slightly younger audiences, but they're still scary. And Cassidy is in real danger because these ghosts want to take her life. They want to kill her because they want to have that life for themselves. Like the lady in the first book, she wanted to take her life to make her own thread stronger. The poltergeist was not meaning to hurt her, but got to a point of mischief that could get her killed by almost getting her hit by a car and stuff like that. These books are so good. And then on top of the almost getting hit by a car, she has literal death coming after her to take what is left of her life. And then on top of dealing with death, she has to deal with Jacob and his getting stronger and worrying about him and what him getting stronger can mean, because after dealing with the poltergeist who forgot his life, and that's what turned him into a poltergeist, she's worried that the very same will happen to her best friend. And it's such a good balance. I like Laura's sassiness and her bluntness and her always knowing the answer. I like Cassidy's rashness and quickness to act on things. I like Jacob's snarkiness and his want to protect Cassidy because, quote, I worked too hard to save your life. I'm not letting you die here. I love this series. I love this series, and I'm so glad it found me because I certainly wasn't looking for it. And I recommend that if you have the library app or your library has it, if you're looking for a ghost story that isn't gory or too dark, thrown in with a little comedy here and there, it's a good one to pick up, especially around Halloween. it's a good starter into like ghost stories, and it's not that long of listen. Each book was 5 to 6 hours. They're not very long, so it was such a good time, and I'm so glad that I found it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.